Lysergic acid diethylamide, or LSD, also known as acid, blotter, dots, or California sunshine, is a psychedelic drug that colors your world, alters your perception, and frees your mind. Well, at least that's how the hippies describe it. We'll take their word for it. It was Albert Hofmann who first synthesized the drug while working at a pharmaceutical company, Sandoz, in Switzerland. He was having fun deriving a series of compounds from lysergic acid when he came up with lysergic acid diethylamide in 1938 on the 25th try. It became known as LSD-25. He didn't find any medical use for LSD and abandoned it for 5 years before deciding to prepare another batch. While working on it, he started seeing intense colors and shapes and felt that he was dreaming. What little Albert didn't know was that he was tripping balls. He liked it so much that he took a huge dose 3 days later and had the first real trip while going back home on a bicycle. Like most weird drugs that come out of pharmaceutical companies at that time, LSD started being used in psychotherapy and mentally ill patients, and was sold under the name Delicid in 1947. The drug progressively spread around within the elite community. Psychiatrists, researchers, academics, and professors started trying it out in the 60s. One of those was Harvard psychology professor Dr. Timothy Leary. He liked acid so much that he founded a religion based on it in 1964, the League for Spiritual Discovery, and traveled across the US trying to preach tripping. He coined the phrase turn on, tune in, drop out during the Summer of Love of 1967, which later became a staple of the 60s counterculture movement. He had actually meant for people to open up to the world and rely on themselves, but everyone else took it as get high and fuck shit up. Anyways, LSD was big with the hippies. The hippiest of them all was author Ken Kesey, who gathered a bunch of people called the Merry Pranksters and set out on a long road trip across the country in a brightly painted school bus called Further. What they called a social experiment was actually a series of parties where they distributed LSD. Author Tom Wolfe calls it the electric Kool-Aid acid test. Kesey's plan was to transform society through LSD and start a revolution. Music played a big role in the counterculture movement, and bands like the Beatles, Pink Floyd, Jefferson Airplane, and most notable Grateful Dead were prominent users. Another important figure is Owsley Stanley. He was a San Francisco chemist who set up his own lab to make 99% pure acid, known as White Lightning. He's thought to have produced over 10 million doses on his own. Not only that, but he was also Grateful Dead sound engineer and made sure that the band always met the highest standards. In 1968, it became illegal to possess LSD in the United States. The last major event linked with acid was Woodstock in 1969, but after that, strict laws made sure that the drug's popularity died down. LSD was more than just a drug for the counterculture movement. It was about exploration of the mind and expression of the self. So as Leary says it, turn on, tune in, drop out. Or wake up naked in some fucking forest. Hey guys, we're Instant History. If you like our videos, subscribe to our channel, like our Facebook page, and watch out for more videos. We also want to thank our friend Sasha for making the music for this video. You should go check out his SoundCloud in the description.